Love. Even if you don't support it, you can't ignore it even if you have.
We're not a hate group. We're not affiliated with any Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a non-violent, Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause any harm, anyone, or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authority to bring awareness to any possible threat as stated in Leviticus 5:1.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Welcome to another edition of Precept Upon Precept. We're the Late Show crew. Before we begin, subscribe to our YouTube page. We've still been stuck at 29.9 for like the last year. Help us out. We're your host. My name is Captain Shem.
Officer Micah.
Officer Yasa.
Officer Thomas.
All praise to the Most High, like we always do every show. We have a format. We're going to take it away with Officer Micah with the Watchmen, with the Watchmen report. Take it away.
Hey, shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ. Bless. We got a show for y'all lined up. Without further ado, let's see what's going on in the world. Trump called Musk big-time drug addict. That's right. Trump called Musk big-time drug addict. Said physical fight with Treasury Secretary was too much. So that's what he do. Go right to the insults. Trump says he's restoring the names of military bases that honored Confederate soldiers. You cannot make this stuff up. Hey, this guy here off the chain. Next article. Airline, hey, this was heavy down in Florida. Airline cancels all flights, shuts down, leaving travelers stranded. They went bankrupt and they shut down all the flights in Fort Lauderdale, and people were just they just couldn't get home and didn't care. Israel considering military strike on Iran. Sources say they're not considering it, they doing it. And this concludes the Watchmen report.
All right, mass deportation begins. ICE, God's wake-up call. All right, so now we got ICE in the background right there. We got Northern Kingdom in the background praying, and then you got the sad face, Northern Kingdom, they're getting deported over there in California.
Yeah, and you know what, when you look at this, right, this is AI generated, right? So when it says God's wake-up call, why? Because many times black Americans, we have had our wake-up call for centuries. And not to say the Hispanics haven't had their wake-up call, but they're really realizing that how truly imposing the Esau can be. So all praise to the Most High, Lord's will. We bring some awareness tonight and wake our people up and give them some understanding as to why they go through this. Let's start first with, y'all stick around. I know it's late in the East Coast. Let's start first with the first one I put up. The first one I put up. Because you hear what's going on in Los Angeles. And you say, well, it's just Los Angeles, right? It is actually beyond. It's not just L.A. It is L.A. It started there. So check this out. Anti-ICE protests.
In major cities across the country, protests erupting. Demonstrations from coast to coast.
Let's look at some of the signs, right? And here's the thing. When you look at a lot of these demonstrations, you'll find that many of them are Edomites. And they're known, there's a sect of these people who are called Antifa. Look up the word Antifa. Look up Antifa antagonistics, right? When you look at the sign, it says never again is now. Free them, right? So all these signs, Boston, interesting. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. The very people that are holding signs saying free them now are the same people whose forefathers oppressed them, stole their land, put them on reservations, and called them illegal aliens. Okay? Illegal aliens when this country was theirs first. Read that, Hezekiah.
Yes, sir. Antifa is a term that stands for anti-fascist.
Look up the word fascist because you gotta know fascism. This was big with World War II, the fascist state with Mussolini. Okay, fascism.
Fascism is a far-right political ideology and movement characterized by ultra-nationalism.
That's why MAGA, Make America Great Again. So Trump is a fascist because he's trying to bring law and order to this white society. This is never the black man's place of home. This is a place where we were brought to repent. So Trump's saying, look, this country's going downhill. We need to bring an ultra-nationalism is exactly what Donald Trump and his party's about. Read on.
Authoritarianism and
authoritarianism.
Yes, sir. Authoritarianism and a dictatorial leader.
Dictatorial. I want that part because later on in the show you're going to find out Trump is making moves that he's not supposed to. And something happened half hour ago that a ruling happened with a judge. So go back to anti-fascism for, Antifa. This is good. Yep.
Antifa is a term that stands for anti-fascism.
Anti-ultranationalism, right? Read on.
It refers to a decentralized movement of activists who oppose what they consider to be fascist.
In their mind, when you have a ultra-nationalist of white society that, and this a couple of things they do is right, is there's no gender fluidity, there's no four genders, they're shutting all that down. And when they're doing that, you have these ultra-rich liberals who have all kind of long money that they actually pay people. Do me a favor. Look up Craigslist ad for strong men. Craigslist ad, because they actually was on the news. I didn't post this, but this is important, right? Yep, there it is, 2 days ago. So, and this, I should have put, let's read this because now I don't know what this source is, Snopes, I don't know, but there's more than just this particular news. There was multiple articles that went into this. So it's not all just making stuff up. Read that?
Yes, sir. Breaking down claim Craigslist improves 2025 LA protests were orchestrated. On June 9th, 2025, screenshots of an actual Craigslist advertisement seeking extremely tough, brave men.
So watch this. If I'm a multi-billionaire and I got $4 or $5 million just to blow, right? And you pay someone who's impoverished, it could be Edomites that are impoverished, 6,000. What did it say? 65 up to let's just say let's split it down the middle. Let's just say they pay them 9 G's a week, $9,000 a week. To even if you get arrested for civil unrest or for damage of property, you can bind yourself out and you'd be fine. These guys are getting paid to do things that they normally wouldn't, right? And there's an agenda behind it. We did a show before when the international Antifa tried to do the same thing in a country called Kazakhstan. This is before Ukraine happened. Russia came in and destroyed them. So they have these agendas which they use, and now they're using in international and now national cities like Los Angeles. And it's all over. Read on.
Yes, sir. 6,500 to 12,500 per week.
That was it. Go back to the original article. So we know that fascism is the belief in ultra-nationalism. Antifa is anti-fascist, which is a synonymous for when they say the far left or ultra-liberal, okay? That's the LGBTQRS. And look, by the way, when we say things like about LGBT, it's not meant to be hatred, because many of our brothers and sisters may have been or will be in that lifestyle. God wants you to come out of that lifestyle. It's not to bash you, because you got people that walk around in gangs. That's wrong too. You in a gang, that's wrong. If you in LGBT, it's wrong. You got to repent and come out of that. We don't hate our people. We love our people. They need to come out and repent. Just like if you're a murderer or you're a brawler, just go around fighting people. That's wrong. You got to stop. Okay? Play on.
Like in New York.
What do we do? Stand up like that. No somos yet.
With people storming the streets. Or this neighborhood outside Phoenix.
Oh, no.
I want to take the time real quick and open up the floor, brothers, because if you think about it, many of the people that go out to these rallies, maybe Hispanic folks, that really are trying to protest in a civil, professional, according to the freedom of assembly, right? But if you have 5 or 10 people that are being paid thousands a week and they just start going crazy, it causes confusion. Y'all can see how that would
absolutely.
You know?
And that is what occurred during the Black Lives Matter. They would put these inserts
Bring
in
it
there to put a bad shadow on Black Lives Matter. Now, they had their issues, right, because Black Lives Matter was developed by a bunch of women who were really pushing a gay agenda. But at the end of the day, it was all on the backs of the death of young black men. That's what they were using to disguise their movement. But that's how they do it. They make you look bad by going and break a window in a store, and then the whole crowd is painted with that image.
It was during one of the shows, I think we mentioned, they were bricks and other projectiles just like they were like, hey, where do these bricks come from?
In Chicago, a pallet of bricks just showed up on the street.
It's put it right there like, oh, I guess I'll just grab these bricks. And Esau be out there with mask on and say, yeah, let's go ahead and set it off. And then what does that do? It starts to embolden other people to do those same things.
And if you watch how they do it, sometimes they'll do it in waves. Let's say somebody goes and they throw a brick and break a car window, and then they got a mask, and then they run away. So now the people that's still there that really want to be there, because their original intention is, it's my right to assemble. I want to stand up and peacefully show that I'm against what they believe ICE is being wrong to the people, right? And if you have waves of those people coming and doing these, like for example, it showed one picture of a guy. He had a chisel and like a portable mini jackhammer. I don't know if it's like a masonry bit in a high-powered drill, and he was drilling off the curb, and you can see the rebar in the concrete. He was breaking it apart so he could use it as a projectile to throw. So those are not people that care about Mexicans getting deported, brothers and sisters who have been there for 30 years illegally, according to the laws of this land, which they should try legally, but some of them they were fleeing poverty in Guatemala, poverty in Honduras, poverty in places where they had gang cartel, running for their lives. So they started a life here. They've been here for 25, 30 years. Their children are here, and they're scared. And those people that are representing those folks, they're really there to protest in peaceful manner. You get these Edomites that come, and it's not Mexicans that's being paid to do that. It's not black, well, unless you're a dumb, coon black person that's being hired. It's mainly Edomites that are going to do that. Just like you obviously I said, disrupting the movement, and they do it. And if they get arrested, guess what? They can get bonded out. So be very mindful when you watch these things. Watch the crowd. Watch the actions of the ones that are going crazy. And then what will happen is you'll get that one altruistic, dumb, stupid Jake. Oh, yeah, he's doing it. Yeah, it must be okay for me to. Then they follow, and then they get hit.
And so I want to bring out a scripture. Let me get First Ezra 5:73, because all this is to get the people who don't watch the news, MAGA, and all of the people who are blind. They see these things and they automatically want to turn against Northern Kingdom, and now they have a reason to vote, or now they have a reason to support the actions that the government is actually putting out that's not true. And once they get the people behind it, now they feel more justified in doing what they're doing.
Exactly.
Read that.
Yes, sir. First Ezra chapter 5, verse, you say 17, sir?
73.
73, yes, sir. First Ezra chapter 5, verse 73. And by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions. They hindered the finishing of the building.
So the point I wanted was the secret plots and popular persuasion. That's what we seeing on the TV right now. This is their way of showing, hey, look, we're gonna try to put these people in a bad light. So when we kick them out, they won't get no sympathy. That's what it's about. Secret plots and popular persuasion.
And go ahead, bring it out, Mike.
Can I add? Give me a precept. Get Sirach chapter 12, verse 17 to add to Officer Thomas's point. It's going to line up beautifully with what you just said. Because like you said, it's going to put them in a bad light. But this is what our people, I think Malcolm X said it. He said, when you put cream in coffee, it weakens it. Read that right here.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee,
If difficulty come upon our people, read.
thou shalt find him there first.
You are going to find this man there first. He is not there because they'll come out there and say, hey, we want to stand for the cause. And then you'll see him pulling up skull mask and putting on hoodies and stuff like that and walk around with glass breaks, breaking glasses out of windows. They not there to help out the cause. Read on.
And though he pretend to help,
he do what?
Pretend to help thee,
We're with you guys. We see your oppression. Read.
yet shall he undermine thee.
He gonna undermine the cause every single time. Our people, we don't seem to get it, especially Northern Kingdom. They got to wake up and see what's going on.
So in my 70 years, damn near 70 years anyway, here on the planet, I've seen this play over and over and over. What they're trying to do is frame wickedness by law. Right. And the way they do it is they try to get the people's opinion so that they can bring these laws in. If you really know what's going on, they've just changed the names of the people and the events. Back in the time when the Jewish people were under Nazi occupation, ICE was called a Gestapo. They were asking the people for their papers. It's the exact same thing. You don't have residency here. That's what they're saying. Same thing they were saying then. But the people here now in America is saying, oh, because it's the Mexicans, and they done painted the Mexicans. You remember Trump was doing that in his last administration. All of the criminals are coming across the border. So the people now saying, they're all criminals, so we do what the hell we want with them. So they frame and mischief. They're trying to get to it where they can make laws that but they've done it already. That's how they're deporting them.
It's we've talked about it before. It's the law of public opinion, and that's why we as Israelites we need to know. We need to number one, the message is we're supposed to do things decently in order. But here's the thing: if a brother or sister is coming from another country, they should try to legally come to this country. The reality is this: if you're facing life and death and you can't even, it's very hard for you. This is where Esau fails. They don't have true empathy. Some of them have that white guilt empathy. They don't understand the struggle of many of our people, and they call it third world, like Honduras, Central America, Guatemala, Panama, parts of Colombia. Real poverty. And they see America as a place where they can at least just try to create a life for themselves. So you got people that have been here 30 years, although Esau calls it illegally. They come in, many of them do pay taxes, many of them produce, work at the jobs that nobody's going to work at, and they do a great job, and they don't complain. If you ever look at Mexican families, many Mexicans and Hispanic families, our people are very unified, and they take care of each other. I saw this one video this black dude put up, and he was crying in the video. And the reason why he was crying is because this is a grown man, 50-something years old, crying. And he was crying because he saw the unity that the Mexican, long story short, a Mexican young couple bought a house across the street from him. He said, he looked up, okay, needs some work. This is no word of a lie. The next day, they had like 20 cars there. They remodeled the house in one day. The dude's crying. He's like, why can't we do that? So Issachar and the northern tribe, they are united. And what's going to happen is, like Officer Yasser mentioned, where's your papers at? And some people that have papers, they're going to get locked up too. And you're going to find that Issachar and the 10 tribes are really going to catch hell. All right? They're going to catch hell. Real quick, I'm spending too much time. Play on.
Thousands demonstrating against ICE raids.
No one's illegal.
And in some places, clashes giving way to vandalism.
See that right there? What? Go back. The dude is tagging the side of a bus. What does that have to do with? And you can't see his face. Right. You can't see his face. See, look, the guys out there, these freaking bandanas over their face, busting out windows. Look at this. Mm-hmm. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, and who? He's got a backpack. Look at his attire. What you got a backpack for? He's probably got a bunch of cans of spray paint in it. He's probably got rocks in it. He's probably got all type of stuff in there. And
look at his hand, though.
Yeah. He's got the spray can in his hand.
No, that's the white person's hand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look, so it's not just in L.A. Look, go to number 2. This is in Chicago. We got a bunch of videos we're just going to share with you. These are short videos. Look at Chicago. Number 2. Thank you for numbering them. See if we can see that flag. What does that flag say? I tried to see it, but I couldn't really read it before. Something about, we might not be able to see it. That's okay. Play on. Just to give you some ideas. And here's the thing. I bet you the person that got thrown to the ground was in the midst of where other ones from the Antifa came in and caused a bunch of crap. And then they watched, so they're trained. They will cause confusion, do what they got to do, cause some issues, break a windshield, and then they're looking for the cops. And when they come, then they're dodging out. It's all planned. They're not stupid what they're doing. Okay, and then many of our people get caught up in the BS. Go to the next video. Number 3 is I want to share something with you. So, one of the problems with the Northern Kingdom, what you're going to find is a lot of these rallies that they go to is led by women. And although we admire our sisters wanting to stand up for what they believe in, and this is not us being toxic, having toxic masculinity, but men have to lead movements. We have to be the ones, we're the leaders of the nation. So look, play this.
No justice, no peace. No ICE or police. We say no to racist fear. We say no to racist fear.
Real quick. So if you look, the ladies are leading this, and many of them are our people. That's how a protest is supposed to be peacefully done. And that's how it generally will start, right? And then what will happen is this will start, and then you'll have these guys start showing up with the masks, they're showing up with the backpacks, showing up with the projectiles. They are the ones that go in and take something like this and, like Officer Yasser mentioned, hijack it like they did with Black Lives Matter. Okay, so although our people are expressing their right to assembly in a peaceful manner, Esau will jack that too. Play on.
Racist fear. Immigrants are welcome here. Immigrants are welcome here. We say no to racist fear. We say no to racist fear. Immigrants are welcome here. Immigrants are welcome here. ICE out. Shut it down.
That's Dallas. So far we've seen Dallas. We've seen Los Angeles. Let's go in Chicago. Let's go on to, let me see. Number 6, Boston. This is a huge, huge crowd. Number 6 is an article, but it should have some pictures to it as well.
And what we got to do, can I get a scripture real quick? Can I get 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 4? Because we watching this stuff happen, and we got to just sit back and let the Lord do his work, because this is what's going to push Northern Kingdom to the truth. They're going to want to seek biblical answers, and we're going to give them the answers, but it ain't for us to go out there and get them mess around and be in these rallies and be in these raids, and then we getting caught up. Read that scripture for me.
2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
We're not supposed to entangle ourselves with these things. We're supposed to sit back, watch, and warn, and wait for the destruction to happen. Our people are going to repent from this, and when they seek answers, we got to be there to give them to them. But we ain't involving ourselves in these ICE raids and these protests, because you never know what can happen out there.
You know what's heavy? Officer Thomas, you mentioned that. Where are all the Christian leaders standing up and consoling the northern tribe right now? I haven't seen any Christian pastors standing up and trying to lead their people to give them the understanding as to why these things are happening. And this is why it's our job, like Officer Thomas said, and those of you in the body, we have a statement. We do not get involved in that. We're not going to show up when they're there doing the protesting. That's not our lane. Our lane is we're going to go where our people are at. Okay, we don't need to go because we know that when you go there, guess what happens? We could, even if we're not even trying to get involved, we could indirectly be associated with that. All right, so we don't want to get down with that at all. Next, is this an article? Okay, it's a video. Yes, just play the video. That's perfect. So this is in Boston, and maybe I did see. Okay. Okay, read the article. I really wanted to sort of. Okay, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Let's skip that. It showed you a crowd of. It looked like tens of thousands of people protesting. That was in Boston. So you have Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles. Go to number 4. I want to show you, this is a sheriff. And this is to show you Antifa. Some of these folks are using commercial grade fireworks. And this is the sheriff. He looks like he's a top guy, top brass. Looks like he's got 4 stars. I don't know what that means in police, but I know he's probably pretty high up. Chief of police. Look at all his stripes.
Oh, yeah.
His time in, he's probably got 30 years in. Now, listen up to what he has to say, all right? And this is in Los Angeles.
Violence that I've seen is disgusting. It's escalated now since the beginning of this incident. What we saw the first night was bad. What we've seen subsequent to that is getting increasingly worse and more violent. Tonight we had individuals out there shooting commercial-grade fireworks at our officers. That can kill you. And we have adapted our tactics to be able to have a chance to be able to take these people into custody and to be able to hold them accountable. We are overwhelmed as far as the number of people out there engaged in this type of activity and the type of things that they're doing.
What is your position on the National Guard being deployed? Do we need them here?
We have tremendous capability here to say that.
So pause real quick. I want you to listen how he answers this, because Officer Yasa said something before. Did you say the Gestapo thing before break? Or, no. Can you say that now?
So
this is watch what Officer Yasa is about to say, because as this is going on, right? There was a ruling tonight that's going to shut it all down. But say what you said before we started the show.
So what's going on is it's the exact same, because they're fascists, as you mentioned. Same thing that went on in Germany, same thing going on here. Germany was trying to deport, really, and kill the Jewish people. That's what we've been taught in history. Same thing going over here. They had to check their papers to make sure they citizenship. The same thing they're doing with the northern tribe, the people from South America. And they're calling them ICE, but they're really just the Gestapo, because the people who are in power, you saw Elon Musk give that Nazi salute.
Mm-hmm.
That's who they are. And they're replicating what they've done in the past.
And to your point about the show, right? If you notice, right, he's so slick. How Trump and Elon became buddies. And then as he left the job, they made it appear as if they were at odds to take your mind off it, right? And then, oh gosh, Elon and Trump, they're against each other. Esau works together to pacify the minds. And when you really get into, I'm telling you right now, there's 2 things that are going y'all need to pay attention to. We could have did a whole show on this. Number 1, Officer Michael mentioned in his Watchmen report. Number 1, Iran is in a position right now to retaliate against Israel. Israel launched an attack. If you Google it, go right now, it's happening right now, on Tehran. Tehran is the capital city in Iran. Iran said they're going to continue to enrich their nuclear program and doesn't care what international communities say. Furthermore, they said, if you think that you're going to do that, not only can we touch Israel, because remember, if you Google Iran to Israel, they can hit it with missiles, no problem. They said that because remember, U.S. is fighting through the proxy of Israel. They said, Iran, meaning that they could touch every Edomite U.S. base in the region. That's why Trump today, or maybe it was last night, said, we will not have anything involvement if Israel attacks Iran. The U.S. is not involved. Why? Because just like Officer Yasser said, it's a big show because everybody's mind is on this, including us. Our mind's on this. And they're using that, and things are happening behind the scenes. Russia, remember, they tried to kill Putin with his helicopter convoy was ambushed by drones. Mm-hmm. Then they also, what else they do 2 weeks ago? They did something else in Russia. Who remembers?
They bombed the planes, the nuclear planes.
Yes.
All the time.
They bombed the nuclear planes.
Yeah.
That was an act of declaration of nuclear war. When you attack the nuclear triad of Russia, in their bylaws, they could launch a preemptive strike. Mm-hmm. So you think Russia is in BRICS with Iran. They're together. They are in the same organization. China, all of them. Now,
Cap.
Yes, sir.
So that police chief, they asked him, did they need the National Guard? He said, what he really said was, nah, we really don't need them. Because we got
careful.
Huge police. We can handle this little crowd.
Listen, obviously, I said it's heavy. Esau knows politics. He had to answer politically because Trump is a headhunter. So now, later on the show, second part of the show, there's a beef right now with what you see going on. You have Donald Trump represents the federal jurisdiction of the United States of America. I forget the damn Edomite's name. Newsom is the governor of California. So the ruling is Trump he overstanded Newsom and deployed the California National Guard out to Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. Now Newsom's like, I don't authorize that. I didn't want you to do that. And then he just sent 700 United States infantry Marines, which these guys are hardened battle guys. They carry M60s, saws, they carry all that, grenades and all that. They're not trained like a National Guard or police. So long story short, later on we're going to get into the reason why that he's answering the way he is, because at a state level, forget about the state of California, at a local level, meaning L.A. County and L.A. City, they can handle it with just the locals. That's why he's answering like that, because if he answers the wrong way, Trump has ways in political pressure, he might not get his retirement. You see how many stars he got? He's getting hundreds of, when he retires, he's getting big money when he retires. So play it again.
I've seen it's disgusting. It's escalated now since the beginning of this incident. What we saw the first night was bad. What we've seen subsequent to that is getting increasingly worse and more violent. Tonight we had individuals out there shooting commercial-grade fireworks at our officers. That can kill you. And we have adapted our tactics to be able to have a chance to be able to take these people into custody and to be able to hold them accountable. We are overwhelmed as far as the number of people out there engaged in this type of activity and the type of things that they're doing.
What is your position on the National Guard being deployed? Do we need them here?
We have tremendous capability here. To say that we would go to that right away, I'd say we wouldn't have been there yet. Looking at the violence tonight, I think we got to make a reassessment.
So he answered it so he could be interpreted both ways. And that's the point. And now, what time is it? 10:30 or 10:20? Okay. Go to the next one. I'm sorry. Not the next. There's an article. Can you pull Sky News up? Can you pull that up? Number 5. I don't know if you can pull that. Okay, you can? Okay. So this is, I believe, okay, Karen Bass is used to be a congresswoman, and she actually stood up for when they tried to label the Israelites as being black supremacists. She actually challenged them in the forum of the Congress. Now this is going to go into the right. Read this, please.
Yes, sir. Los Angeles protests. Riot police enforce curfew as demonstrations spread across U.S.
Right, and that's the mayor does that. Karen Bass, she's a black woman. Karen Bass had to create a curfew, which curfew just means shut everything down by 11 p.m., whatever the hell it is. Play on. Read on.
The protests in response to immigration enforcement raids.
So all this is what's really going down. The ICE, which is, I forget what the acronym stands for. ICE is going into Home Depots. They're going into homeless shelters, hospitals, and they're literally looking for people with paperwork. And if they're illegal, they're locking them up. They're putting them in the zip tie handcuffs, and they're loading them up. And so when they come to the neighborhoods, the people are like, hold up. Because most of if you go to LA, if you go to California, the vast majority of the people that live there are Latino or Hispanic. When you go there, you can see them. I went there 2 weeks ago. And everywhere you go, you see many of our people are over there. Okay? Play on, read on.
Yes, sir. Have now taken place in several cities beyond LA, including New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Washington, Seattle, and Las Vegas.
And Dallas. We showed you Dallas before. And Boston. Read on.
A curfew has been enforced in Los Angeles as demonstrations against Donald Trump immigration crackdown spread to other cities across America. Mayor Karen Bass said restrictions were enforced in downtown areas of LA from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Damn, 8 p.m.
Local time, 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK time.
So that was it. I just want to show you that it got to the point where when the mayor of a city, Los Angeles is the second largest city in the United States. When the mayor of Los Angeles has to put a curfew of 8, I don't know, was that 8 p.m.? That's very, very serious, okay? And the reason why the turning protest are turning violent is because of these Antifa, their what's the word I'm looking for? Ulterior motives, okay? And we saw on Craigslist that they're being offered $6,500 to $12,000 a week, strong men, brave men, to come and work for us. Now, bring it out.
That would be the payment would be coming from George Soros, as he did with Black Lives Matter. So that's where all that money is coming from. That's why these people ain't at work. Yeah. You got to wonder, how are they out here in the middle of the week? Ain't you got to go to work today? And so they're being funded to do what they do.
Hey, and to your point, Yasa, and what's the difference between some of our people? Let's say, for example, I'm a Mexican American, and I'm legally a Mexican American, right? Issachar. And my sisters and my brothers came from Mexico, but they're illegal, right? So they're coming, many of them with their children, and they might take the day off of work, and they're there because they really want to be there to help out because they really believe, hey, listen, we got to change these laws because they've been here for 20 years. Let's work on a way that they can get citizenship and not have to go back to Mexico or get deported to whatever country they come from. And you get these Antifas that come and start throwing rocks and doing these things and graffiti and doing different things. What happens is it creates an environment where now you're messing with me. Now they see the police as the ones. I'm with my kid, and Antifa does something crazy. Now the police are pepper gassing, and you're with your kid, and your kids get pepper spray or bear spray. Now you're really mad, and now you're taking it at the police when they came and caused the whole confusion. And Trump is right. He's like, if I didn't send them in there, this would have been like Portland. Mm-hmm. Remember with Portland and Seattle going crazy? These liberal cities, okay? Minnesota.
Hey, let me say this right quick. This is why this don't make no sense. This is a big distraction, right? Because just remember when Biden was in office, they let 50 million immigrants in, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Just a few months ago, the immigrants was getting into shootouts with the gangs in Chicago. They was paying for the immigrants. They got EBT cards. They had money. They were staying in hotels. Now all of a sudden, now they deporting people now. After all of this, all the money that they were spending on these people, now all of a sudden now they deporting them. Now it's just a big smoke screen.
Right. Bring it out.
To your point, Officer Thomas, and what everybody's saying. I've been around a lot of Issachar, and like that. Let's say like Cap said earlier, they give them $9,000. I know some Issacharites right now. Them like I've seen them in neighborhoods. To depending on how many shingles you getting put on the roof of a house, that's $9,000. They work hard work for honest money. That ain't no bread to them. They make $9,000-$10,000 in a couple of days, easy. I've watched them. Them crews, they jump out. They got the little pancake air compressor, the little igloo cooler, and them brothers put in work. They would tear the roof off the house, reshingle your house, $9,800.
And they do a good job.
Yes.
They're not shysters. These Mexican brothers, our brothers from Issachar,
work hard.
Give me that Genesis 49. They part of the reason why they rest because they work their ass off. Okay, Genesis 49. I think it's 13 or 14. I was looking at it earlier.
Yes, sir.
These brothers, man, it's not just Issachar. Issachar is the bulk of them. Many of them are Zebulon that come from South America. Okay, read on.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 14.
14.
Issachar is a strong ass.
Right. What does that mean? Does that mean he's a donkey? No. What are the characteristics of a donkey? A donkey or a mule. They work very, very hard, okay, and they don't give up. They don't give up. Read on.
Issachar is a strong ass, couching down between two burdens.
Between two burdens, read on.
And he saw.
And I forget, if y'all correct me if I'm wrong, one of the burdens is the atrocities that they have to fought against this country. Spanish-American War, all the things that they had to deal with Esau. Plus, the other thing is poverty, man. It's poor as hell. All that land, that beautiful country, and most of Mexico. I got a brother who lives in Tijuana. Many of the Mexican people are poor. Okay, they're poor. So they have burdens on both sides. Read on.
Verse 15. And he saw that rest was good.
They say the siesta. They a bunch of lazy. They depict Mexicans as they're lazy. They show them a hat and a straw. But they're like Officer Micah said, they're not just doing roofs. They're doing they're bricklayers. They do outstanding concrete work. Any opportunity where they have some playing field, they excel. Okay, they excel and they excel very well. Like I said before, do me a favor. Google Mexican build house in one day black man cries. I really, if you can get that, because I'm gonna tell you right now, this brother was moved so much, and he was like, man, I wish my people could have that. But what he don't understand is that his people are gonna have that, because right now in this room, in IUIC, matter of fact, when we go our blitzes and our marches, guess what? You got Issachar with Judah, Zebulon with Naphtali, all together. So please, I hope that is this it? It's a dark-skinned dude.
I think that might be him in the front, the first one.
Let me see.
I think
That's that. Let me see. Just try, see if you can find it. He's telling the
I think I
story.
got
He
it
was
right
darker than that. He was darker than that.
This is right here.
Is he crying?
Yeah, that's
Play
him.
that real quick.
I'm about to send it to y'all.
So, and I'm gonna tell you right now, to Officer Micah's point, the Issachar and the northern tribe that came here, they may have came here according to the laws illegally, but remember, through the Louisiana Purchase, all of this part of the country in Texas and all that, this was their land. This was their land. I hope this is it. This embodies. This is it. This is it. This is it. I thought he was darker than that, though. Y'all
say
bear
some
with us.
shit to y'all that I seen yesterday that made me smile, but it hurt me to my
Pause real
heart.
quick. So this is Judah right here, and he has a house in the neighborhood, and he's going to reference so-called Mexican unity, Mexican craftsmanship, Mexican labor. Okay, play.
There's a house next door to me that's been abandoned, and the yard, the grass high as hell and everything. There's a couple of abandoned cars out there beside the house. Well, yesterday I get off work about 7 o'clock. A Mexican guy pulled up. He said, "These your cars?" I said, "No." He said, "I just bought this house, man." I said, "All right, that's what's up." He was like, "You know whose cars these is?" He said, no. He said, well, I bought the house, not the cars. Okay, I'm like, cool. I'm thinking he just coming to look at the house. I go back in the house, do a little straighten up. I swear to God, I walk back at the house. Now I'm getting off about 7:20. It's fucking 9 Mexican trucks just pull up. They got fucking beer, lights, and shit, right?
Pause.
So I'm like,
so here's the thing. Why this? Let's say the brother's 45 years old. Why would a black man come on? They said black men are not supposed to show your emotions. Come on and make a public video for everybody to see. The dude's starting to tear up right now, right? Because he is moved by what he sees and what he saw. He couldn't believe it. And this is where, do me a favor, find another one. What's that brother name? The dude that got, he almost got charged twice. Black man, jail. He says, God, what's the name of that damn dude that got tried for murder? The rap nigga. Damn. See if you can find that one. He talks about Mexican unity in jail. He said when Mexicans go to jail, he said, I'm going to show you why black people and Mexicans can never get along. And the black dude comes into jail and he says, look at this dude. Who do you think he is? He's president. Mexican come in. All the Mexicans go give him a blanket. Hey, you going to be with us? Be with us? See if you can find it. I'm sorry. Go back to the brother. Yes, that's the one. In the tech team defense, this just came on me like this. It's not their fault. Give me that one with the brother crying, please. And then load the other one, because we got like 20 more things. We ain't going to get to it all. All right, so, real quick, Tom, Hezekiah, get me Jeremiah 50:33.
Yes, sir.
Because this man right here, where he's coming from, ain't from the 1970s. And this brother here, his pain go deep. His pain go way back. His pain goes back when his grandmother and his father told him stories about, like, for example, everybody got a story, that has happened to you when you got your wake-up call, when you realize, damn, man, I really am in a racist-ass country. When you hear stories about what happened to maybe in your in-laws, somebody, and I know in my wife's side of the family, we know people have been hung from trees. Light-skinned dude, freckles, hung from a tree. So this is real for us. So when you see stuff like that, and Mexicans, they go through it. Now they're going through it, man. Imagine you was in this country for 30 years, since the 90s. For 30 years, you've been working at the same place for 20 years. You got a part-time job. You're doing all this stuff. And all of a sudden, and then your daughter, now because she's born here, your daughter actually becomes a citizen. But you here illegally. Guess what happened then? Next thing happened, you get the father got to get deported. So the father gets deported. As he's getting deported, man, now the whole family break up. You know how that's horrible, man. That's like losing somebody. And black people, I'm telling you right now, we've been through hell and back, man. I'm telling you right now, and we go through stuff, man. It makes me sad even thinking about it because, you know what really hit home is just imagine like this, right? You come home and you're walking down the road, and all of a sudden, just imagine you being a little black kid, 10 years old. You walking home, and you look up, and you see a body from a tree, and you get closer. And now you're getting scared because it looked like your uncle. You're getting closer. So now you see it's your uncle. Now, right then and there, it hits you. Damn, yo, I could be next. Oh, shoot. What about my mother? What the hell's going on? That stuff stays with you your whole life.
Facts, yep.
And this is the thing. Why I'm saying this because I'm getting chills right now. Because this brother ain't speaking from his personal experience. He got his people on his back. That's why, like, when you look at someone like Bishop Nathaniel, right? Bishop, a lot of you don't know Bishop for shit, okay? I had the opportunity to know Bishop for many years, and I know him to a certain extent. Y'all don't know what the hell Bishop been. You don't have no idea what the hell Bishop Nathaniel been. Just shut the hell up. The point is that when Bishop sets things up and leads our nation going forward, he got the nation on his back. You know what I mean? And he stands with a strong understanding of what to do for our people. This brother is looking for this that he sees in the Mexicans with his people. This is why I'm going off on a tangent. This is why what we do is so important. A lot of you that don't make it to these damn trainings and these marches, shame on you. Because when we stand, you got to imagine this brother right here. All of a sudden, he feel like there's no hope for black people, right? All of a sudden, he look up, and he go to a blitz, he had an event, and he sees 400 brothers coming deep, light-skinned, Mexican brothers, all looking straight ahead, strong look on their face, not looking at the sister's rear end, everybody looking, and all singing the same song together. That right there changes men's minds. So my point is, is what he saw in one day changed his mind. That's what I'm saying. We will overcome. Play this.
Coming to look at the house. I go back in the house, do a little straighten up. I swear to God, I walk back at the house. Now I'm getting off about 7:20. It's fucking 9 Mexican trucks just pull up. They got fucking beer, lights, and shit, right? So I'm like, what y'all finna do? He said, we finna fix this house. I said, what kind of crew you got working after 7 o'clock? He said, these my friends. The fucking house is fixed this morning. They went in there and drywalled that fucking house. Wow. I just left out of there. It was a fucking abandoned house. That bitch looked new this morning. Woo. It was an abandoned fucking house. And it looked new this morning. It's an old African proverb. Many hands make light work.
Bring it out. And I'm going to tell you something, y'all. And I apologize to parents. I didn't realize it was swearing, but I think that I should have given a disclaimer. And this is the thing where in Israel United in Christ, the term IUIC, the acronym, Israel United in Christ. With the word of God, there's nothing that we can't do. We're going to raise up a nation that was destroyed, battered, hung from trees, beat on our back. I remember the first time I saw that picture. Pull up image of black men with welts on his back. It's the one that we put on our camp signs. This is the thing. This was shown at a fair somewhere in like the 1870s, the 1860s. But what they don't understand is this was just an average brother. It wasn't nobody special. It's just they actually was able to capture on, remember the camera came out like the whatever it was, late 1800s, and they got a picture of it. And it looked like somebody cut his skin and put like a extension cord under and then sewed the shit back closed. Whipped Pete, that's it. And here's the thing, there was many whipped Petes. And here's the point, man, is that for a brother to do, and that brother right there, he ain't no soft dude. Like, he may be crying, but that's struggle tears. That ain't no feminine tears. That's a man right there. Okay? So you see, look at this, man. God damn! So when you look, right, this is why when we teach at camp, right, I got time for dumb, stupid niggas. Because, like, a lot of black people just, what happens is we have a thing called protective, it protects us from trauma. It's a protective mechanism that we go into denial, or we change the subject, or we run from trauma. When you look at this dude back, right, you got to look at it and just, why am I bringing this up? This is why that dude crying. He not crying because he saw Mexicans. He crying because he knows Mexican had to overcome. But he knows black people, I hate to say it, like, we've been through more than the northern tribes in this side. We've been through more. They've been through a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not minimizing it. But we went through this. And he's like, how can we, who've been through arguably more, right? And we're completely separated. But these Mexican brothers who have less, by the way, black people, black Americans, we have more material resources than Hispanics. We have more. We have more, we have more, we have more. But because we follow the white man's individual pursuit of happiness and wealth, which is called capitalism, they practice true, sincere communism. Meaning, what I mean by that is not you commie bastards, meaning they come together as one. What does the word com mean? Com, unity. You have unity and you coming together and you're talking, you know what I mean? They had to think about it for them to come together like that. Hey, S.A., hey, I'm being stereotypical. Hey, S.A., hey, compadre, Pedro, yo, call Manuel up, man. Oh, I just got this house. Really? Man, I didn't sleep today, man. It's okay, man. Come on, I got beer, man. We're going to have a good time. You might not get no sleep today, but you help me get my house. Ah, yeah, all right, okay. I'll be tired. Then 9 of them come together and they remodel a house. And let's say he's wrong and it took a day and a half. And maybe doesn't matter. If you did that shit in a week, it'd be amazing. The point is, that is the essence of our northern tribe. That's the spirit they have on them. They are unified. We can learn something from them. Now, what are we doing here? Go back to that. Now go back to the brother. I want him to finish. And that was a complete curveball I throw at y'all.
Don't think they're better than us. I just think we won't do nothing together. Wow. You're not hearing what the fuck I'm saying. It was an abandoned house yesterday at 7:15. That bitch is new this morning. He bought a tax lien house.
So
I can't wait to see.
Let me say something. Let me say something also that's but makes me have hope, because brothers like this brother right here, right? He's the one that needs that clear glass of water Bishop Yawasop talks about. He's the one that needs to see that we can work. The black men, the tribe of Judah, we can work together and we will rise up. We will stand strong. Let me give you an idea, right? I have an idea. I'm trying to get these brothers down here to see it. They don't see it yet. I'm trying to get them to see it. So we got brothers down here right now that got car loans with 17% interest, 22% interest. Well, what I would like to see is, hey, what if we came together and what if 20 of us all put up $800, $500? We go, take that money. This is the way Issachar would think, right? Take that money. Okay, how much you owe? 7? You owe 7, you paying 22%? Yo, we come together, this boom, boom. Now we put that money up, boom, pay that brother's loan up. He pays us back 0%. So he pays us back 0%. We take Esau out of it. Now he gets we're gonna have a backup key, and if you don't pay us back, we're gonna take the car. But the point is, now he could pay the car a lot sooner. Right. Then we take that. Now guess what? That man has more money coming in once you get. Now we do it to the next one. We could get everybody out their goddamn car loans. I'm talking about the brothers who want to get down. We could do that, and if you could do that with cars, you don't think you could do that with mortgages? And that's the spirit of Issachar. They have that spirit to work together. So I understand. Why am I going here? I understand why our brothers and sisters hurting about ICE getting deported. I get it. Antifa is the antagonist, and they're the ones sabotaging the whole movement. But the whole point of having a show to show you all the things going on is that we're never going to come together and overcome this system unless we come together, blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, together as one. It's never going to happen. We need each other. We need our Mexican brothers. They need us. We got to unite, brothers. So that was powerful, because, you know, they say, oh, black men supposed to show their emotion. Yo, for him and this got a lot of views. This didn't get 13 views. It got a lot of views. He was moved enough by what he saw, and he wasn't jealous. He was proud of the Mexican brothers, and he wants to know why black people, we can't do the same thing. Anyways, go back to the other one real quick. I went off a complete tangent. We're getting ready to go break soon. Do me a favor. Now, perfect. Go to number 7. Now we're going to show you some field brothers, Issachar brothers, Northern Kingdom. What are they feeling right now? They're the fruit pickers, right? They're the ones that are out there doing a lot of laborious work that Esau not going to do.
Nope.
In black America, we ain't going to do it. How many How many black American friends you got that out there picking oranges? Name one. Somebody on the comments, please name one Negro you know that picks fruit in the field.
Cap, I ain't seen one Tyrone, LaKendrick. It's Jose, Miguel, Juan. They the ones out there.
And that ain't what you said, Mike. Is something. We racist. No, we ain't. We're not stereotypical. That's who you see. Because, and guess what? And they be happy out there doing that damn thing, bro. So, you what to bring it out?
So, here's the proof. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina came through here, devastated the coast. They opened the floodgates for those people from South America, our brothers and sisters, to come in here. Because nobody else wanted to do that work, to pick up the trash. The buildings were full of trash and garbage, and they came in here, and they reestablished this place. They did work that nobody else wanted to do.
Facts.
Now, the same people who helped get back on their feet have changed their tone. Again, it had to do with, them being painted as drug addicts, criminals. They weren't that when they came in here and rebuilt the place. But now, they want them out so that they can have better profit and better lives for themselves instead of, sharing with the people who came and helped them out. That's what's going on there.
And this is why we can learn something from our Mexican brothers. Let me stop saying it's the correct brothers, because if we start looking at, for example, I used to work in Connecticut years ago. I used to work at a place, big place, and the Chinese people used to work. Many of them worked in the kitchen, and they did the very basic, and I'm going to give you an example of another nation. They would buy a house, one of the ones that kind of made it, would buy a house, 5-6 bedroom house, and they would have 4 or 5 families in the house. Being confined, which to them, they could do it, right? Because they saw that their movement is to raise the next Chinaman up. And you might be crowded a little bit. You might, you have a little argument in the house, okay, whatever. But now, if they're making $7.50 an hour, and their bills are super, super low, they were able to stack their money so they can get a house. And guess what they do when they get a house? Oh, I am a rich. No. Then they went back home and they brought up, and it kept reciprocating over and over again. And that's how they can build a freaking Chinatown. Okay? So the point is that we got to learn from the essence of Issachar, the essence of the 10 tribes of Israel, that ICE is real, and what they're going through is real. Let's play this video. I'm talking too much. Play this video.
In the face of the uncommon raids, these undocumented workers felt it was important to speak out, but wore masks to protect their identities.
Everybody is scared about ICE.
Are you worried about your family, about your families?
Absolutely.
Today, organizer Pablo Alvarado calling the raids the highest expression of hypocrisy.
We need your labor, but we don't want to accept your humanity. We need your labor, but we don't want to respect your right.
Yeah, so basically, they'll take your work. You can pick the oranges and do all the crap jobs, but you're not a man. It's the same story with when we marched in the 60s and 50s and even in the 70s. I am a man. We had to write down on a sign, I am a man. And that's how low we were. And now they feeling it. Northern Kingdom is feeling what a lot of Judah was going through to a certain extent. We're getting ready to go to break. Matter of fact, we need to go to break, don't we? Y'all stick around. Listen, we deviated for about 10, 15 minutes, but it's important to understand that ICE is real. Pull up the thumbnail real quick before we go to break. Because this is what, Yasa posted something for Sunday or something like that, Monday. And it got me thinking, because I was going to take another route for the show. But it got me thinking, and I'm like, man, I meditate. I try to meditate on things that I hear and see, and the hour ride to work. And it came to me, it's a wake-up call. The Most High, in order to bring us together, he got to put Issachar through something that they must learn from. ICE, God's wake-up call. That's exactly what it is. It's God's wake-up call to our 10 tribes of Israel. So with that, listen, y'all stick around. We're going to get a break tonight from that. Don't worry. Next week, you're going to have some fire with his book review. We're going to go to break and come back for the second part of the show. Stick around. Shalom.
How they keep order in prison.
us a back, we gon' take the world back like a Thanos snap. When you hear that, march on the block with the pack, we all on one mind.
Hey, shalom, Most High in Christ bless. Captain Zakai, IUIC Sacramento. And what we got going on out here, we got the whole Northern Kingdom out here. We got a lot of the Southern Kingdom out here and what they doing, dealing with a carnival, or what is known in the scriptures as bacchanal.
Listen, this is 1 Peter 4:3. When they talking about lasciviousness, excess of wine, reveling, they wonder why we not doing the same thing they doing. Because we read the Bible, we apply these laws and commandments that's given to us. You got a girlfriend? No, he's in the spirit. He's been married 20 years. The greatest example to the people in the world. He got to come back to the Bible when he's married. He got to come back to his book.
I learned that it's up to us as men to lead the people and bring them back to their nation.
They don't even need no introduction. The Israel united in Christ. The brothers, the Judas, the organization Nation United, people who destroyed colonialism and slavery. These brothers are representing, and boy, does it look powerful. Thank you, brothers, for coming through. We appreciate you. Israel united in Christ. The history is in the Bible. Deuteronomy 28:48. You see it? The yoke of the iron is upon thy neck. Jeez, I need these brothers to roll with me. This is my crew. Y'all my crew. It's my brothers.
Yeah, I really love it. It really brings out that, we not aggressive. We not really out here to fight. Especially because the younger kids and us doing all that. It's a lot of us dying. I like to see this.
Hi, I feel like they're doing a wonderful job. They look amazing. And they are preaching, they are teaching, giving us a message.
Like I feel like New Haven, we need more black people like this. You know what I'm saying? In the town, I think y'all doing a good deed. Y'all remind me of some black people. Love y'all. Peace.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Teacher Lava the Hammer will be presiding. The Bible telling us that Jesus Christ is the blackness. You keep God's commandments. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Right. Take it up. Thou shalt not steal. Right. You understand? What you think of the community is away, man? You got you full of sin. Every day of God's breaking God's commandments. You want God to give you what you need? Turn back to God.
Yo, D, you've been all over the world. You've been to Africa. What's the people's reaction when you bring out the color of Christ?
Man, in Ghana, that was a big surprise, though.
Oh, yeah?
Because throughout the Ghana, guess what? They're learning Jesus Christ is a white man.
So you're talking about the dark continent, Africa. They all believe Jesus is white.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's some crazy stuff.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and you know what I call it? The crazy Jesus.
Crazy Jesus.
Why Jesus is the crazy Jesus?
You think Jesus? They say honor Jesus.
That's the crazy Jesus.
They say Fabio Jesus.
That's the retarded.
Middle Eastern Jesus.
That's some crazy stuff, Cap, man.
People on the court, you know what's confusing that this blue-eyed devil started? Christ is not white. But the first man, Adam, was black. King Solomon was black. The prophet Job was black. Jeremiah, black too. The apostle Paul, he was black. And Christ the King is black. All the prophets are black. And they back.
Yeah.
All right, shalom, y'all. Welcome back. If you look at that thumbnail, take a look at the brother to the left. That shows what? The essence of Issachar. He's feeling it right now. Mass deportation begins. And guess what? Trump campaigned on it. And he is, God's using Trump to make it real. ICE is God's wake-up call. Make no mistake about it. Now, guess who's going to get a wake-up call? A senator got a wake-up call. Was it yesterday? Go to the milk dud looking head guy. What's his name? Woody, right? So we talked about how we showed you that the essence of the whole demonstration has been hijacked by Antifa, which is really an Edomite-funded, ultra-left, anti-fascist regime. Now this brother, Little Woody, right? You've probably seen him. He's a social media guy. He's going to talk about the differences. Now, the same people, 12 tribes, Mexicans and Black Americans, we're the same people of the same nation. He's going to explain the difference between Mexican unity in jail and the lack of black unity in jail, which is the same thing the other brother said about his Mexican neighbor who moved in, bought a tax lien, abandoned house. The next day, the thing looked like new, right? So we can learn something from the Hispanic tribes or the 10 tribe. Play.
Mexicans don't like blacks because I was talking to Mexicans. I said, why y'all don't like black people? He said, black people, we're quick to turn on each other. Like, we in jail, and he showed me. He said, let's sit right here and watch. So they bring new people in. He said, watch this. When a Mexican come in, other Mexicans run to the door, help him with his bag. When a white guy come in, white people go out there, help him out, get him situated. When a black person come in, all the black people sit back and say, that nigga might be a snitch, or he might be touching kids. We criticize you before you come through the door. And he said, that's why I don't deal with black people.
Hello. And this is why, give me Romans chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. We must change the mind of our people. And this is why when we stand together at a camp formation or in a march, it's very, very powerful. When we were in Oakland, this last men's conference, we saw some Hispanic people crying because they have never seen that style unity. Out there in Chicago, in the Midwest, and in LA, Mexicans and blacks, they beef. They don't get along. So we're breaking stereotypes and we're showing that we can be united. Read that.
Yes, sir. Romans chapter 12, verse 1.
Watch this.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren,
all 12 tribes of brothers, read on.
By the mercies of God.
Right, because if we did not have the mercy of Christ, guess what would happen? We would have never be here. We would have never learned of that we was brothers with the Mexicans. Read on.
That ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
And that's what Issachar does. They present their bodies. So you tell me, you work the whole night? You think that they don't have jobs? So you work the whole night. Hey, Pato, come over here, man. Hombre, I'm tired, man. I got to be able to listen. Oh, okay, I'll be over. Okay. They work the whole night, get no sleep for his brother. We don't want to lose sleep, and it's true for each other. It's ridiculous. Okay? This we have to learn. I used to, back in the day, 3 days a week I used to drive like an hour and a half each way, tired, working 2 jobs. Because I knew that we were going to build the nation. And I put my bricks in back then. And a lot of you just weak as hell. Some of you, not all of you, but you don't want to lose sleep. You don't want to go to war for your brother. Some of you fat lard asses, in 10 and a half months, you can't even get in shape. You're ridiculous. That's a form of not being unified. If we say, everybody, check this out. Okay, camp uniform is purple and gold. Black boots, that's camp uniform. The uniform is you got to be in the green. So you're not going to show up with orange boots. I'm going to wear some brown boots today. No. So it's nation time. We got to be unified. Here you are with a big, fat, giant, jalopy-looking, fat-ass gut. You out of order, man. Where's the unity? That's part of unity. Taking the selfishness out of yourself and saying, okay, I may want to eat more, but I represent the nation. I got to be healthy for everybody outside of me. Okay? Read.
Yes, sir. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice.
Read it. I wanted number 2, but number 1 is even better. Would you just read it again?
Yes, sir. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God,
right,
that you present your bodies a living sacrifice.
And that's what they do in jail with each other. That's what they do helping each other out to fix each other's houses. They present their bodies for each other. We got to do that in this truth, man. This is why there's going to be nights when you do blitzes, you might not get, shout out to Transportation. I always give compliments to Transportation because these brothers will work all night transporting men. And I would say, hey, you going to be all right, man? I got this caffeine drink cap. Okay, cool. I said, you going to be able to sleep? I'm not going to sleep tonight, but I got to catch up tomorrow night. All because they're shuttling people to the airport, showing you that they're willing to make their bodies a living sacrifice. Read on.
Holy, acceptable unto God.
Right. When you make a sacrifice for your brothers in this truth, you're acceptable to God. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Read on.
Which is your reasonable service.
It's your reasonable service to help your brother. That's why I say, if we wanted to, all you brothers that got paid a 17% car loan, 23% car loan, if we just came together, we could get each other out of these car loans. And then we become the bank, a mini bank. Okay, you pay us back 0%. Okay, if the car break down, you're gonna have to pay to fix it. Or if you stop paying it, we're gonna take the car. I mean, you gotta do certain things. You have to be respect and order in it. We could get each other out of this debt if we really wanted to. Read on.
Verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
This world say, nah, nigga, get yours. Nah, do you, son, do you, son, yeah, shit. That's a bunch of BS. No, let's do us. Let's us rise up. Yeah, obviously, I also mentioned earlier about on the break, we say LeBron James and Jordan, and who's better than him? He's better than, yo, I'll do this. Yo, my car's better than yours. Yo, he ain't got the 20, yo, he only got 20s. Mine got the 22s with the candy paint. Well, shit, this brother's car got regular rims, but his car's paid off, and your dumb ass has got $5,000 rim payment you're paying for. It's a competitive nature. I'm better than you. I'm stronger than you. I'm faster than you. How about we rise together? And everybody got a car that's paid for. Everybody got a house that's paid for. Everybody is in good health. We got to start thinking about us, not just me, my, my, I. It's us, we, ours. Let us, read on.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
It starts with your mind. And this is why a little thing like getting healthy is so hard for us. And the real truth is that, I'm telling you, you red brothers, in the red, you got a problem coming. You got the hammer's about to be dropped on your ass. Shout out to Urian and Big Red. Thank you for being morbidly obese. Next video. Go to the next one. Okay, I want to get to before we run out of time, give me the senator. So you think because you make it to a certain position in society, if you're a U.S. congressman, a U.S. senator, a mayor, you would say, surely they will accept me now. Oh, no, my brother. So this is what happened. I'm going to frame it real quick. Something happened to him earlier the day where he was basically, you'll see. We're gonna backtrack. This is him after, and we're gonna go back and peel the onion back to how it happened. Play this. He clearly a Latino. He clearly a minority. Our people.
We're right here already.
Well, good afternoon, everybody.
Never put your hand on me.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. You guys have some
His
questions.
name is Senator Alex Padilla. He said it so fast. He represents a Latino or a Hispanic. Not Hispanic. I got to stop saying that. Zeph told me. It's a Latino. Hispanic means property of Spain. That's more associated with Spain. A Latino or a Mexican representative of his community. A senator, Alex Padilla. Watch what happened and play.
I will not be taking questions, but allow me to read my statement. I'm here in Los Angeles today, and I was here in the federal building, in the conference room, awaiting a scheduled briefing from federal officials as part of my responsibility as a senator to provide oversight and accountability. While I was waiting for the briefing with General Guillot, I learned that Secretary Nome was having a press conference a couple of doors down the hall.
Pause. So he's in the federal building waiting for something else. He learned that Secretary Nome was having a Homeland Defense meeting. Well, that's Homeland Defense is ICE, right? So he's like, I'm a senator. Well, I'm going to go speak. And now he does interrupt the meeting, but watch what he goes into. Play on.
Since the beginning of the year, but especially over the course of recent weeks, several of my colleagues, have been asking the Department of Homeland Security for more information and more answers on their increasingly extreme immigration enforcement actions. And we've gotten little to no information in response to our inquiries. And so I came to the press conference to hear what she had to say, to see if I could learn any new additional information. And at one point, I had a question. And let me emphasize, just as we've emphasized the right for people to peacefully protest and to stand up for their First Amendment rights, for our fundamental rights. I was there peacefully. At one point, I had a question. And so I began to ask a question.
So he does, we're going to see in a minute, he does interrupt the meeting, but they treated this dude like he's a U.S. senator. They treated him like a criminal. Play on.
I was almost immediately forcibly removed from the room. I was forced to the ground, and I was handcuffed. I was not arrested. I was not detained. I will say this. If this is how this administration responds to a senator with a question, if this is how the Department of Homeland Security responds to a senator with a question, you can only imagine what they're doing to farm workers, to cooks, to day laborers.
Real quick, Michael, hold that thought. Get me, never trust your enemies. This is the problem with Issachar. See, Judah, we a little bit more wise. Man, if you think I'm going to trust in what this man says, like I got a fair chance, like I'm equal to him, I know I'm above him in the eyes of the Lord. But in this society, I understand who I am. I'm not a citizen. I am a denizen. I understand who I am. Issachar needs the wake-up call. He got his wake-up call. Was it yesterday or today? He got his wake-up call. We're going to show you a video. They roughed this dude up, man. This is a senator. This is not a senator's aide. He announced, I'm a U.S. senator. And these dudes, you know. You got that?
12. Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10.
Listen good.
Never trust thine enemy.
When it says never trust thy enemies, it's not just talking about, hey, take my kids, or hey, take my car down the street. That's a form of trust. Another form of trust is you actually believe that in his political system, because you are given an office in his system, that they are going to look at you differently than the brothers picking fruit in the damn field. You really think that he's a different? No, they don't care. They allow you to be in a certain position, just like they allow Judah to be certain positions, because they have to fill certain quotas and give the visual representation like all is equal. You got your wake-up call, and a lot of our people are going to get that way. Read on.
Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
Why?
For like as iron rusted.
Because when a new piece of iron come out, it looked clean. It looked like there's no problem with it. But it doesn't matter. And this is why Malcolm X said this. Speaking of Malcolm X, he said, okay. He says, if I'm at the door and I see there's 10,000 snakes that's coming at me, and I know that they're poisonous, but let's just say that 1,000 of them are going to be friendly with me. They're going to smile at me nice. They ain't got no teeth. He said, should I open the door for all of them to come through or close it because I'm protect myself from the vast majority of them that's trying to get in? And he shut the host down. And this was said in the 60s. The point is that what they don't understand, and then maybe the Lord can use some Esau to help you and to really be nice and sincere to you. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It doesn't change the outcome of what's going to happen to them, just like it doesn't change the outcome that's going to happen to us. But out of them, couple, 1 out of 10 that may be sincere and try to help you in their own way, right? Most of them don't. They don't care about you. They want to use you for your labor, for your damn entertainment. That's why you got to feel like you got to shuck and jive and make them feel comfortable all the time. That's a reality that we have. And this is why this dude, he almost started busting out crying. I play the video.
Community and throughout California and throughout the country. We will hold this administration accountable.
Now, so pause that and let's get the video. Michael, you want to bring something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just real quick. Ezekiel 35:5. Cap, what he's saying, I've seen this firsthand. I can't disclose the names, but I literally had to investigate this. And the last position I held, it was top heavy. You had colonels, majors. A full bird colonel told another colonel, he said, look, if you get involved with my daughter, I will disown her, you beaner. This is what he told him. This is what the dude came in the office, and I had to take the complaint. I'm sitting there listening to him, and I'm like, I'm looking at the major, and it was a couple of them, all Esau. This is how they roll. Like this was Trump's first. I remember it was 2017, his first term when he went in office. He told the guy this. He said, look, if my daughter gets involved with you, you beaner, I'm disowning her. That's how much hatred. Read that, Ezekiel 35:5.
Yes, sir. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
So it ain't just for Southern Kingdom. They don't like Northern Kingdom either, and they let it be known. Trump empowered these jokers when he got in office, and they were just letting him. It was an old Edomite, like he probably owned slaves or something. But that's how he was talking to him. And I'm reading it on, and I'm like, this is on paperwork. The dude he's distraught because he's got to come in and complain about this stuff. But they got that perpetual hatred cap, and this was in a U.S. Army, U.S. Army uniform. That's how he was talking.
Do me a favor. Now, for that man is a U.S. senator, never thought in a million years that he would be on the ground in temporary handcuffs, forcibly to the ground. Now we're going to actually look and see. Then we're going to show you the staunch difference between Republican Edomites and liberal Edomites and how they view the same situation. It's the same snake, but they just try to bedazzle you with one head. Oh, we love you. You got what you deserve, damn it. Then give me number, hold up. Number 13. 13. It's timestamp. 0. Yep, 13. Tonight's content. So, pay very close attention to this. Okay? So the first is going to talk about a couple of things. And later on, the last thing before we close the show out, I'm going to show you there was a court ruling that took place an hour and a half ago. I was getting ready to put the last about 8:45 that came up. They ruled tonight about we didn't get to half the things I want to get to, but anyways, play on.
Demonstrations against the president's immigration policy spread across the country. There was a showdown in court today about the use of federal troops in Los Angeles.
So pause. So this is from earlier today. There's a showdown in court, like I said at the beginning of the show. The showdown is Donald Trump, the president of the executive of the federal government, ordered California National Guardsmen at the opposition of Newsom, the governor of California, to deploy National Guards to the city of Los Angeles. It goes against. So that ruling took place an hour and a half ago. Okay? We're going to get to that in a minute. Now, so Trump ordered the National Guard for the state of California to Los Angeles. And he also deployed 700 United States Marine infantry battalion. Or infantry company. No, it's a battalion. That's a battalion. Hell yeah. Not a company. A battalion of friggin' damn Marine Corps grunts. Them dudes are hardcore. SOI, School of Infantry. Them dudes, they're no joke. Okay? Play.
All joins us live from downtown. Kelly, what happened at this high-stakes hearing, and what does it mean in terms of protest and immigration raids going forward?
Yeah, a lot happening across California today. First, let's talk about that federal court hearing up in San Francisco. I can tell you cameras were not allowed inside the courtroom. The judge in this case, U.S. District Judge Charles Breyer, brother of former Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer, must determine if President Trump lawfully...
Pause, if you look, it doesn't say Los Angeles, that's the California National Guard. And so, play on.
He deployed thousands of California National Guard members to protect federal buildings and agents in the Los Angeles area. The Department of Justice argued it's necessary. Attorneys for the governor argued that there's evidence indicating the president will order the military to assist with immigration enforcement, which violates federal law. So this hearing, it went on for about 90 minutes. The judge...
And Officer also mentioned ICE equals Gestapo. Mm-hmm. So I don't even know I don't think you saw this video.
I did not.
So that's the spirit, because that is exactly, now I don't know if they're Antifa, but the spirit that a lot of the brothers and sisters who feel this ICE oppression, right? They really see it like that. They got to walk around with their papers. If they don't have papers and they've been here for 2 generations, if you deport them, where are they going to go? If they've been here where are they going to go if they get deported? And this is what they fear.
To the concentration camps, because basically what they did to South America is they're turning those into concentration camps. Mm-hmm. They're forcing them out there. They control South America. They control the economy. Dole down there and all them big companies.
United Fruit Company, Dole, all of that, man.
Yeah, did classes on those
and here's the thing. The cartel is demonized. Now, we don't agree with the organized crime, but the cartel is basically in charge of that country. And Trump was talking about, when he first went to office, about deploying, those of you know about the military, he's talking about sending Green Berets and Delta Force operators, which is a tier 1 friggin' tactical outfit, to fight the cartel. Major. Because the cartel is independent of the U.S.'s control. And the cartel, although that you hear horror stories about, but they also provide health care for the people that are under them. So there's a lot of things that they demonize, and we're not against or for organized crime. We for God. Play on.
Both sides, and is expected to issue his ruling soon, possibly later today. Now, meanwhile, I also want to talk about what happened in Los Angeles. Just a stunning scene today. Homeland Security Secretary
Pause. There's Alex Padilla right there. No, I'm sorry, that's not him. That's not him. Play on.
Nome was at the FBI building for a news conference when Democratic Senator Alex Padilla of California interrupted it and was forcibly...
So real quick. So set the stage. This is Kristi Noem. She's the Secretary of Homeland Security, the one with the long hair. She's a Trump appointee. She basically is a puppet for Trump, which obviously she's in his cabinet, right? So they're starting this meeting. So the Senator Padilla was in another meeting with a general, and he was there for another waiting. So he found out that they were going to have this meeting. As a senator, he's coming into the meeting. He does interrupt it, but he wants to ask a question. Watch how they deal with this U.S. senator, right? Play on.
By security.
Sir, hands up, hands up. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your I also want to hands up.
And you see Senator Padilla, he was pushed out of the room. He was ordered to his knees and then physically pushed to the ground by officers and handcuffed. Now, this all began to unfold in front of a room filled with media. You know, I imagine everyone was pretty shocked, and to really see a U.S. senator on the floor being restrained like this. Now, after this was all over, both Senator Padilla and Secretary Noem, they talked to reporters.
I wish that he would have reached out and identified himself and let us know who he was and that he wanted to talk. His approach, was something that I don't think was appropriate at all.
All right, so real quick, I want to show you the perspective. Now go to the lady, let me see tonight's content. So go to this is the Republican point. So quick Tam's number 12, and then we're going to go to 11. So we're going to show you the Republicans' point of view of what happened to, this is what Esau and they really believe. They don't care what happened to, they don't give a damn. This guy was in the wrong no matter what. And then we're going to show you the liberal perspective on how they try to pacify everything.
Republican leaders on this.
It's a complete 180. They think that Senator Padilla was inappropriate in how he interrupted the news conference, that he was shouting, that it was behavior unbecoming a senator or any U.S. lawmaker. And when the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, was asked about this as this was all unfolding, and he did say that he thinks that Senator Padilla was in the wrong.
I think there needs to be a message sent by the body as a whole that that is not what we are going to do. That's not how we're going to act. We're not going to have branches fighting physically and having senators charging cabinet secretaries. We got to do better, and I hope that we will.
So that's the Republican point of view, that he's wrong. Now let's get the liberal point of view. This is all from trusting. That Padilla trusted that he got the label and title of a senator. Surely I'm equal. Surely I have a voice. Sure. No, you found out that your voice don't mean a damn thing. And them 3 damn dudes that make $45,000 a year put his ass to the ground and put the temporary cuffs on him like he was just a regular fruit slanger from out in the field.
He found that he black like this.
Yeah.
He black like this.
Mm-hmm. So now this is what Esau get you. Esau will make you feel like when this white woman stand up, make you feel that they really do love you. And no, you're a senator, and you really are. You really are valued. You have a voice, and yeah. Watch the way she says this. This is Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Senator from Massachusetts.
This is a horrifying moment in our nation's history. Today, United States Senator Alex Padilla was violently removed from a public briefing for asking questions on behalf of the people he represents. People in California who deserve answers about the brutal crackdown on protesters. I've watched the video, as many of you have as well. Let me just describe what it shows. Officers push.
Pause real quick. Obviously, you asked to say something. I gotta make the connection. I hope everyone can see this connection because it just came to me. If I'm Esau, I create a two-party system with Democrats and Republicans. A two-party system. I then, with millions of dollars, label one system, and they take the money and fund so the protesters are really trying to do it peacefully, stand up for what they believe in, right? But then I make it seem like I'm against the Republicans. But I send paying people $8,000 a week to go and throw bricks and spray paint, do all that, like they're a problem. Now the Republicans call them out. Now they send the National Guard, but they're always working together behind the scenes. Why? To keep Issachar and the 10 tribes oppressed. And having you think, give me that, Isaiah, about no longer be called, the vile shall be called liberal. These are the worst ones. Well, I like a Republican. I like a MAGA guy. I don't like niggers. But cool. Let me know that. Thank you so much. Let me know where you stand. You don't like me? I don't like, cool. I go home to my black wife and my family and stay with my brothers. You go home to yours. Let's both be phony at work with each other. Hey, how you doing? That's why I need someone like that.
They words, Cap. Them words are smoother than oil, boy. And she got all the hand movements with it. She's like, yeah. But we already know. Sword.
Listen to this. The Most High has these folks pegged. Play, read.
Isaiah chapter 32, verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
This woman is vile. The Democratic Party is vile. Why? Because they're the liberal party. Show black people, we all unified. Oh, you unified. And they unified them under the premise that welfare is a good thing, that Section 8 is a good thing. It produced generational independency of feminine women who now they're realizing as their payment plan is starting to be lifted from beneath them. Now they're going to find out that they need a black man or they need their strong men in their life. Then they no longer can do the independent thing. Read on.
Nor the Charles said to be bountiful.
Read on.
For the vile person will speak villainy.
The vile, read it again?
Yes, sir. For the vile person will speak villainy.
The vile person shall speak villainy.
And his heart will work iniquity.
Right. Because, remember, read the top of the verse real quick.
Yes, sir. For the vile person will speak villainy.
No. It's
1 verse 5?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal.
Why? Mm-hmm. Because they're being exposed as the liberal ones, the ones that are most about. What does liberal mean? It's abundant. Liberal. If I'm conservative, I have to watch things. I got a budget. I got this. Everything's this and this. I'm very conservative with my mannerisms, my money, my military. If I'm liberal, oh no. That's how you get gender mutilation. That's how you get things like men. And again, our brothers and sisters in it, you got to come out of that. How are you going to have a man compete in a weightlifting contest and beat every other woman by 150 pounds and he's an average dude, right? That is where liberals have pushed their agenda, but they're vile. Read on.
Yes, sir. Nor the Charles said to be bountiful.
That's it on that. We getting ready to play the rest of this video, and then we're getting ready to close out soon.
Padilla backwards out of the room as he said the words, I am Senator Padilla. I have questions for the secretary. He was then shoved to the ground. When the senator complied with the officers and went on his knees, he was forcibly pinned onto his stomach. He was ordered to put his hands behind his back. He can be heard on the video saying he is trying to comply with their orders. Officers then put handcuffs on the senator while he was lying on the ground. His staff was then told to stop recording the handcuffing. He was put in handcuffs for asking a simple question. He was put in handcuffs for doing his job.
So pause. Here's the thing. And when you go back to sleep, because now you think that Esau cares. See how like Micah said, she's all animated, but she's not gonna let her daughter come home with a Mexican. She's not. Her personal friends are not Mexicans. and maybe a sellout Mexican, but the ones that go to, she's not really worried about them at all. Okay? She doesn't care about the fact that the disproportionate number of people that are being targeted, some that are U.S. citizens are being targeted. And, oh, we made a mistake. And then you lose 3 days because you get locked up, and then they finally find out that you are legal. Oh, we're sorry. She don't care about that. But anyways, last thing before we move out. Get me the ruling. The last video is, I missed a couple of things.
It's just like the good cop, bad cop. The Republicans is the bad cop, and the Democrats is the good cops. And it's always a far left and a far right. Nothing is ever in between. You know what I'm saying? They got the Republicans, they doing stuff. They trying to, they trying to destroy Iran and Pakistan and Ukraine and all of that. And then they got the liberals who on their side, they doing a transgender and abortion. It's both of them is detrimental.
And it's the same bird.
Yeah.
So you go back to Bill Clinton when he was president, and he helped pass, him and Biden helped pass that 3 strikes law, right? And so these are your so-called liberals, the one that's supposed to be helping the minorities, so-called minorities, and that's the big good cop, bad cop that the officer's speaking of. That's what they do. You got liberals here, they help build the prisons here, funded the new prisons. So that's what they do. So they have a good cop, bad cop.
Real quick, Micah, just pull up the last one I just sent in tonight's content. It's a short video, and then we're gonna, after Officer Micah, we'll watch that.
Yeah, I'm in Officer Yasa's point. They are so diabolical. They are sending out messages telling people that their immigration, nationalization paperwork has been approved, and then when they showing up, they are deporting them. This is a demon here.
And they're also showing up at homeless shelters. They're showing up at emergency rooms if you're having procedures, or if you show up at for whatever emergency procedure, and they're targeting there. Now here's the thing. We know that God, give me last scripture, Hosea 5:15. Yes, sir. In order for the prophecies to unfold, for Ezekiel 37 to unfold, for Revelation to be fulfilled about the 12 gates and 12 tribes, this must happen. This must happen. And Issachar is getting their wake-up call. The 10 tribes are getting the wake-up call right now, more than ever. Read.
Hosea chapter 5, verse 15. I will go and return to my place.
Right. So a lot of them be like, damn, well, God's not with us. Read on.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
They're going to. That's why when we go to these blitzes, we go to these places, we must. Now, we're not going to go with the Antifa and these protests. We're not going there. We're going to the highways and byways to the city to cry out loud, into the barrios, into the ghettos. Okay, read.
And seek my face.
Right. How are they going to seek the face? Because they're not getting the face of God in Catholicism. They're not getting the face of God in Pentecostal, Mormonism, Lutheranism. They're not getting in any of them churches, as we know. Read on.
In their affliction.
So in this is affliction. When families are going to get deported, let's say the wife has citizenship, and then the brother that just came from Mexico, been there for 17 years, he doesn't get it. They're living in the same house. He's got money coming in, helping to support, and he gets deported. That whole family gets broken up. And there's many they're scared to even go to work right now. Play on, read on.
They will seek me early.
Right. How are they going to seek early? Because they're going to have questions. And then we're going to be on the corners crying out loud, making a comparison about how Mexicans are great people, how they work hard, how they unify. But why are they going through this then? They come here and help build this country while they're going through this. Why? Because they need to seek the face of God. So with that, brothers and sisters, thank you. We're going to go transition to Lard Back Attack. Stick around. Thank you. It's the Late Show. Shalom.
Yeah, you can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all in. Front line with the truth, I'ma fall in. Even if it's a dead end, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in. I can lose it all for my calling. If I die for the truth, it's a win-win. And going to the end, going all in. Going all in. Yeah, you my calling. If I die for the truth, it's a win-win. And going to the end, going all in. Going all in. Yeah. You can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all in. Front line with the truth, I'ma fall in. Even if it's a dead end, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in. I can lose it all for my calling. If I die for the truth, it's a win-win. And going to the end, going all in. Going all in. Yeah. You can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith.
Hey, shalom, Israel. Most High Grace bless. We'll get ready to wind down the show. Last 5-6 minutes. We appreciate you. You know, the goal, the mission objective of this segment was to, get rid of it. I don't want to do this section anymore. I don't want to do a lower back attack. It is a way to, when you have someone that, let's go back to elementary school. If I have somebody that is my friend and I want to make them a better person, I'm not going to talk to them sweet. I'm going to find something that provokes them to fix themselves. That's why your real friends, they're going to tell you about yourself. Your real friends are going to make fun of you. Nah, you can fix that. It's like if somebody's born blind. They're going to make fun of somebody because they're blind. They can't fix that. Somebody was born with a club foot. It's certain things you can't fix that. Somebody's born with autism or born deaf. Certain things you can't change. But what you can change is the fact that you're obese. You can fix that in a matter of months. So I don't want to hear nothing from none of y'all. We're going to be hardcore on y'all till you'll fix your stuff. And you red fat lard asses, no more blitzes for you fat backs. That's it. You're done. I told you the conscience is coming. Thank the Lord. Hallelujah. I'm dead serious. Everybody going to get to the green, and every year we're going to lower the percentage. And guess what? That is not unreasonable. That is very reasonable. Now, I want one scripture. I want Sirach chapter 30, verse 15 too. And then I want 30:15. I want you to jump to 25. Because now we're going to show you a video of a doctor who is going to prove and correlate obesity with brain functionality. Okay? Read.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 30. You say 22, Cap?
I want 15.
Yes, sir.
And then 25.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 30, verse 15. Health and good estate of body or
health and good estate of body. Why didn't it say good estate of body first? Because when you fix your health, your body will follow. So diet is more important than exercise. That's what God's telling you. And here's the other proof. If you go through the scriptures, there is a disproportionately higher percentage of scriptures on what to eat, how to eat, and what not to eat than there is on how to work out. I've done it over and over again. So health is primarily what you eat. And then it says a good estate of body. That follows exercise. That's good. Supplemental. It's all good stuff. But your health is what? How do you fix that? Read on.
Or above all gold.
Right. You hear some people like rich men that become sick with cancer, and they'll have reflective times where they might record something, and they'll say, I would give it all up now. I'd give all my money, all my fortune to have my health back. And a lot of y'all chasing the money you chase. I want a new car. I want this. I want this. I want that. But the one thing God said is above gold, you won't fix. And some of you, I've been talking to you for 5, 6, some of you 15 years, and you still won't fix it. God trying to tell you something. Read again.
Yes, sir. Health and good estate of body are above all gold.
Above all gold, meaning the most expensive gold. But watch what he comes around, and God always reinforces things that he wants you to hear. Read it again.
Yes, sir. Health and good estate of body are above all gold.
Does it stop there? Read on.
No. And a strong body.
So when you have health and good, read the first part. Health and what?
Sir. Health and good estate of body.
Now, after the colon, go to the next thought. And
are above all gold. And a strong body.
So when you have health and a good estate, that's how you get the strong body. So if we're the army of God, don't we have to have strong bodies, strong spirits with strong bodies? You trying to tell me I'm going to listen to you, you morbidly obese, fat back, lard ass. And I'm supposed to trust your strong words when you a fat slob? I'm supposed to trust what you say? You'll lose credibility. That's why you fat, you can't be out there with us. You're done. Your days are finished. Read it again.
Yes, sir. Health and good estate of body are above all gold.
Right.
And a strong body above infinite wealth.
So infinite wealth. One of my favorite movies coming up, 1984, something like that. There was a movie called The Goonies. And speaking of obesity, Chunk was the fat one. Then they had the Chinese kid with the inventions. And anyways, there's a scene at the end of the movie when they found they go to this abandoned building. There's a fireplace. There's a slide that goes down. And they go to this place where there's a pirate ship. And in that pirate ship, anyone that's 45 or older, we all saw it. Some of y'all seen the movie. And they get to this scene where they got all the riches. And there's a pirate named Willie. And he got the best riches. And they go and then anyway. So there's rubies, emeralds, and all that, right? That's infinite wealth. There was more, it was trillions of dollars of riches. Literally, it was immense amounts of wealth. So God says, your health and strong body are above all the gold and the diamonds and rubies and emeralds that you saw in the movie Goonies. But you don't still understand that yet. And you got brothers who scream at you to get healthy. And God told you that it's more than riches. And your fat ass has almost a year. You ain't even trying. Shame on you. And the Lord going to judge you for that too. And how he's going to judge you? And I pray that he doesn't. I hope he doesn't. What's called heart attack, stroke, dementia, okay, heart disease, diabetes 2, inflammation of your arterial walls. And all that can be fixed with just listening to God. All right, now, that's I'm going to build up to this segment. Now let's let the white man tell you. When I say the white man, a lot of you, because like, for example, I work with white people. And I'll say this. The white people that I work with, they are very nice to me. They are respectful to me. I don't have a problem with them. When I say white people and black people, the reason we say that, we were given that name. We in this country, we were told to call white people white people. So when I say that, I don't mean because this I know East Indian, Chinese, they're nice to me too. It does not change the judgment of God. It doesn't change our position. This is a white doctor that's going to tell you about how obesity affects your brain. And he got stats to back him up. We're going to close it out after this. Play.
Your weight goes up. The size and function of the brain goes down. Somebody's got to say the truth. And then people go, oh, but you're fat shaming. And it's like...
Pause. He said, oh, but you're fat shaming. Well, this is where I disagree with him. Fat shaming is absolutely righteous. Fat shaming is a good thing. It is a good, like say somebody has a victim mentality. Oh, woe is me. Yo, what are you talking about, man? Get up. You can do something about it. You can't be a victim around me, right? You're going to be fat around, hell, you ain't going to be fat around me. Shout out to Severus and Lord Rhino. Them are my brothers, and you're horrible, terrible. And I fat shame the hell out of all of them in front of everybody. Because them men will become greensmen. They will become good health. They just need a push. So fat shaming is good. If the end result is to have a man to have something that's more precious than riches and gold. Read, play on.
Study on 33,000 people. It lowers blood flow to your brain. It prematurely ages your brain. It increases inflammation. It changes your genetics. Fat stores toxins. You're more likely to be depressed. It damages your immunity, takes healthy testosterone, turns it into unhealthy cancer-promoting forms of estrogen, and impairs your sleep.
He said it was based upon a study of, and look it up. You take this guy, he's a doctor, a study of 33,000 people. So there's a correlation medically that as you, and it's not talking about getting muscle, because muscle, he's not talking about getting, he's talking about obesity with fat, adipose tissue, which is subcutaneous fat, which is not as unhealthy as visceral fat. He's talking about that. And when you gain weight in that department, that's what shrinks your brain, causes inflammation, and all the things that lead to problems. So when we tell you to lose the fat, shout out to Deacon Laba, burn the fat. Nobody want that. We literally are helping our brothers to what? Preserve their brains. So this is why there's a movement here. Just like there's a movement. I'm not showing up to formation in orange boots because I fall in line. All things are done decent. And you, Brenna, is meant to the men in this room And the men on the other side, and for me right here, I will not allow myself to get to a certain, I'm not going to allow it. Why? Because God told me it's better than riches. I may never be a rich man. You may never be a rich man, but my health is better than that. Once you realize that, all you brothers are going to get in the green. A lot of you make excuses. You make excuses and you come up with, oh, this week was tough this month was tough for the job. Oh, my wife was nagging me. Oh, I couldn't afford to eat. Really? You couldn't afford? Well, instead of eating 5 times a day, eat 1 time a day and you could afford a little bit better food. It's just that simple. So, brothers and sisters, and by the way, right now it's directed, and Captain Shem keeps saying the same shit for the last 5. Yes, I say the same thing 5 years in a row. 100%. We want everybody, starting with the men, to get in order with health. And ultimately, and this is the heart, the plump princess platoon, y'all the worst. Y'all, listen, you women are the worst, and that's why I'm waiting. Once we get the men in order, we're going to get there. I'm telling you, we're going to turn up on you. And this is what a lot of you brothers are going to say. I like my wife being morbidly obese. Okay, go ahead. When she has a disease, you're going to deal with her. Okay? But we're going to put pressure on these sisters to lose weight. And you weak brothers that be in shape and all that. I like my wife the way she, a man knows how to rule his own house. I like my wife the way she is. Well, you don't love her if you let her to be morbidly obese, 100 pounds of fat overweight, shrinking her brain. Yeah, okay, we're going to get on the sisters. And it's going to be up to the men. Once the men get in order, you better set it down in your house. Listen, this is what you eating. You getting fat. No more. This is what you're going to eat. I'm going to put you on a diet. If you got to be able to put your wife on a diet and put her ass to work. And if you don't, guess what? And when something happens, that's your fault. We're going to look at you. So with that, hey, I went another 5 minutes. Most High and Grace bless. Captain Shem, Law back attack. Shalom.
You can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all in. Front line with the truth, I'ma fall in. Even if it's a dead end, going all in. You can tell by the things I'm involved in. I can lose it all for my calling. If I die for the truth, it's a win-win. And going to the end, going all in. Going all in. Yeah. You can tell by my gait that I'm all in. You can tell by my faith that I'm all in.
Hey, shalom, y'all. Thank you for sticking around for the late show. We appreciate y'all. Do us a favor. Please subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff on our YouTube page. Also, we have Twitter, Instagram, and Rumble. Please help us to push this on all platforms. We would really appreciate y'all. I want to shout out to everybody that does send me stuff. I can't always get to everything you send me, but I do appreciate all you brothers and sisters that do send us stuff. It's very much appreciated. And if you have ideas, let us know. A lot of you don't give us ideas what to do, but if you have ideas, let us know, like on Sunday. If you could reach out to one of us, if you want us to cover something, we'll look to cover it. You know what I mean? So we appreciate y'all. With anything else y'all want to bring up? Because I've been talking too much tonight. Yes. Booster Club, how do you think we get our mighty bishops, deacons over to these different countries throughout the world? It is through the Booster Club and your selfless donations. Some of you live 3-4 hours away from a school and you still faithfully commit to giving alms and donate. We appreciate you. We know that the Most High God has put his spirit upon you to give with a cheerful heart. We thank you so much, and it allows us to push this truth. So with that, we're precept upon precept. With that, we say shalom.
Love, even if you don't support it.